Hello and welcome to Big Red Journeys. I'm your host Big Red, and on today's journey we're back here at the Del Mar Fairgrounds for the San Diego County Fair 2024. I want to take you around and show you what's new, what's old, some of my favorites, and of course most importantly tips and tricks so that when you come to the fair you know what to expect and have a great time. So if you care to follow along with me on this journey, let's go. Easy enough, we are here on the opening day of the San Diego Fair. Lovely, beautiful weather, you couldn't get it. It's about a nice 71 degrees, not too hot, not too cold, just right. I can already smell some of the delicious fair food in the air. And crowd levels right now, I'd probably, at the fair right now, is probably definitely about a 3 out of 10. It's going to get busier as the day progresses because a lot of people come here after work. The earliest in the day, as well as during the middle of the week, is always the best times if you want to maximize the amount of least populace of the fair. But they always have this one exhibit hall here to the right when you enter in, and this is the main fair exhibit, so we'll take a walk through that a little bit later. Down here at the information booth, a couple things to mention. One is you can actually get the Find Me bracelets. These are really good for parents with little ones here. They got the bracelets that you can put on the little kids. Also, they have maps here, which you can take. I already got one right here for us. There are mainly 6 areas here at the fair. We're kind of right here at the front of the O'Brien gate. This is where you're going to have to our right is going to be the Livestock Pavilion area, the themed exhibit and whatnot. So this is the agricultural side of things. Going a little bit further past that is where you're going to get to the Del Mar Arena, where they do have some monster truck shows sometimes. They'll have horse shows over there. Anything that requires a dirt or a large arena is going to be over there. And the sound on Saturdays has some sort of like electronic light music laser show up to the left is all the halls. Those are going to be where most of the merchandise vendors are going to be, as well as the garden show over here on the left hand side. Going down the main boulevard, which is called the Avenue of the Palms, to the middle area, that's going to be the grandstand area in the paddock. That's where you're going to see a lot of food vendors, as well as mainly the entrance to get to the concert venue over here. That's the one that's going to be the paid concert venue that does include admission to the fair, but is an additional cost. That's where you're going to have your fair headliners at. But you're going to have the exhibition hall, such as like the craft shows, the woodworkers, the gemstones, the fossils, one of my favorite, are going to be in this area right here. And then of course at the end is the fun zone area. That's the large midway with the bigger kid games and as well as the kid rides. If you do cross over onto the racetrack area in the island, which we call Family Funville or the Kid Zone, that's going to have some more vendors, some more activities, and some of the shows, such as like a new stunt show called the Nerveless Nocks. Excuse me, they're a family stunt show. The Flying Royals, a returning acrobatic team, but this is going to be where there's going to be some smaller kid rides and some more games geared towards the younger crowd. You always want to have a plan of kind of where you want to go, what you want to see. There is a schedule of events and shows here. Sometimes they're only doing a couple times a day. Sometimes there's one show in the whole time. So if you really want to see something in particular, you got to make sure to plan your day around that particular event, time, contest, whatever the case may be. But things like the vendors halls, those are open from opening until closing. So if you want to catch those a little bit last, that's usually the best way to do it because you don't have to worry about what time you're coming into that. And the livestock, sometimes the livestock actually ends a little bit early too because they tend to put the animals into their pens or they won't have access to like the petting zoo area. They'll shut those down. Myself personally, what I always like to do is when I go into the fair, is I like to turn right and go down that way towards the livestock pavilions and the Del Mar Arena gate area and kind of get that side of the fair done first. And then work my way back, turn around in this way to the main thoroughfare, and then I try to catch the main strip of things here going into the paddock and the grandstand area to catch those areas for the exhibitions and kind of like the arts and crafts style of things. But then end the day off with the O'Brien Hall and the other hall, the Cosby Hall, and seeing the vendors that are inside those halls before I leave. There's food vendors pretty much sprinkled in every corner and which way or whatnot. This is the Hollandia dairy area over here. There's a little pony ride that you can take photos with as well too. For the little ones, there is a weight limit on those. The Great American Petting Zoo is inside this pavilion right there. There's a butterfly garden in here as well too. Admission is one person's $3, 2 for $6, and each additional person is $2 after that. So you go inside, they do give you little nectar swabs, little Q-tips with nectar in them, so that hopefully the butterflies are attracted to you and land on you. Mama go with her baby. Look how cute. Oh, look at that. They're drinking water and they made themselves a nice little mud bath. They have this healthy plate challenge. It's kind of like a grocery store little thing for the kids. It's free. So obviously I'm going to try to show you as much as I can about the fair. Honestly, you can't do the whole fair in one day. There's just way too much to do. You're going to have to make some sacrifices on a show or an animal thing or maybe a food you have to try out. There's just way too much to do, which is why you kind of have to go at least 2 times to the fair. But we're going to try to maximize as much as we can in one day. There is a difference between weekdays and weekends here at the fair. A lot of weekends will be busier both in crowd-wise as well as sometimes vendors, exhibitors, volunteers as well too. But usually there's more exhibitors that talk about like you know, groups or clubs or something like, you know, maybe like the Chicken Club of America or something like that will be here. They're not here today, but on a weekend they most likely will have a table or a booth here representing. You're going to see that there are going to be some more activities on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays than you would on a weekday. But then again, the trade-off is it's less busy. So myself personally, I'd rather lose a few elements, but have a nice, easier, calm day with less crowds. And look at this, some that were right there, they just got recently sheared. Look at those guys. I mean, I guess it's better to look like that during the hot weather here in San Diego than the alternative like this. Here's one of the popular things to do here at the fair. And then of course, there's a good old petting farm. Okay, admission is free to go in just for the petting, but if you do want some feed, it's $5 each or 2 for $8. That's great. Look at the goats. Look at the goats. Look at that. Oh my goodness. All right, look, it is a wallaby. Well, I'll be. This is worth the price of admission alone. Too bad you can't feed him. He's just kind of staying in the corner. Also, this is the area where they're going to have goat milking demonstrations. And then if you did want to practice yourself on, not a goat, but at least a cow, they got one right over here where you can practice on old Bessie over here and practice your milking skills. Kids pedal tractor pulls. That's interesting. Looks like there's actual, it says kids versus machine. So does that mean that they're gonna use these little baby pull tractors to pull the wagons? Or go over here to the Hollandia dairy area. One, they also do cow milkings examples over there. But not only that, this beautiful looking shed, barn, whatever you want to call it, on the other side has a really good deal. And that is, well, it went up by $1 this year. It used to be $2, but still $3 each. And not only that, cash and card is accepted. You get your choice of Dutch iced coffee, Dutch chocolate milk, or whole milk. It's honestly the best deal in town. It's good. So always a nice tip to do. A cheap drink. You can't get a drink here at the fair for anything probably cheaper than, I would say, like $8, and that's for a regular soda. There is old Buttercup. Actually, I don't know if that's her name. I'm just gonna call her Buttercup. Either that or Bessie. Those seem to be like the 2 most common cow names. Usually also as well here too, they usually have sometimes the sports teams will be out doing their marketing activations. There's the seals over there. Ooh, Cali Papusas and Crab Lemon. This is brand new to this area. These, oh, and Eda Joe's. These are 2 new food locations I've never seen in this area before. They got the deep fried pork chop on a stick, garlic fries, curly fries, chicken strips, cheese curds, and they moved. They used to be closer to the Cosby Hall, but Laura Keats Encounter is over here. This is the one where you can pay and they give you like a little cup of nectar, and Laura Keats will land on you. You can take wonderful photos with them as well too. Here's one of the other paddocks here. All right, do you see some goats? Look at the prettiness of this guy. Yeah. Seriously, yeah, look at the horns. They are, like, they match his wool very nicely. They're a half and half, black and white, like an Oreo. That's his name, Oreo. Well, that's at least what I would name him. Oh my goodness, we have a baby feeding right over here. Look at that. Hello, beautiful. What's the name?
She's only 2 days old.
Only 2 days old. Okay. A lot of the animals that you're going to see in this area are raised by really one of 2 things. They're raised by actual professional farmers who raise these animals, or they're raised by people who belong to 4-H or FFAs, you know, student organizations. Sometimes you'll catch the owners of the animals doing actual shearing demonstrations. So just like this guy right here, and then they bring out those clippers. Look at those things. Ooh. Oh, it looks like somebody just got launched. Oh yeah, you're definitely never ever going to catch me on that thing. Never. More food vendors over here. Oh, look, so they get moved. Well, they're in the same area. They just swap place with them. But you got a barbecue joint, CNC's Frontier Barbecue, switch places with the sport games that were over here. They have one that's like fastest pitch, and like you gotta make a basket. And oh, this one's got the hold time right there for the push up, for the pull-ups. They got these ones. They got the Mojo block a shot. They got the American arm. They got the penalty kick. And these are all the types of games. If you play and you win, you get things like a jersey. Oh, and Swifty moved slightly over. So Swifty's still in the same area. It used to be more right here, right in front of the arena. But now they kind of push themselves over a little bit to the left. And Swifty's is probably honestly the most popular of all the shows here at the fair. You definitely want to come here at least a half hour before showtime to get a really good spot, because it is not uncommon to have people hanging out in the corners just trying to grab a view.
Now she gets ready to hop into that tank, help that little pig out by cheering for her. Go, Swifty, go! Go, Swifty, go! Go, Swifty, go! That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, there's a little piggy diving a pound for you. Shot on a Oreo cookie. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Swifty. You're a slam man worker, huh? Yeah.
The last of the livestock arenas. This one is the horse show experience, and looks like we got someone who is doing a demonstration. So this is White Wolf Equestrian, Mr. Darcy.
Beautiful and to move beautifully, and he does both. He can be a little bit of a diva at times. So while I'm working him around today, if he has a few bumbles or mishaps, that is okay and expected. There's a few areas in here that he's a little bit worried about. And that's all part of training them.
And you can see how some of these horses are really, really valued. You know, they're bred, they're obviously $1 million horses, and look at this. Look at all those ribbons and awards they win. Look how beautiful that one is. Welcome by the Del Mar Arena. There is a few things happening throughout the fair. So right now we got the Charity Fair horse show going on for the first few days of the fair. A BMX and FMX show. What's FMX? I know what BMX is. FMX? I don't know. Vintage motocross, flat track racing, the junior livestock. Oh, and also special new for this year, they're actually having a powwow. An actual authentic powwow is going to be here at the Del Mar Arena. That's kind of one of the weekends I want to come check it out. That sounds really cool. Monster trucks on 4th of July weekend, and the Fire Expo on July 7th. I hear some cheering and some hollering. I assume there's some horse. Oh, look at that! Yeah.
Thanks to Curds Creations in Carlsbad, California for the extra special treat of a 10.
Also, any show that's here in the Del Mar Arena is absolutely free, or I should say is included with your admission to the fair. So don't worry about paying anything extra. The only thing that's going to be an additional charge is going to be the sound, which we're going to check out here in a second, which is only on Saturdays, special Saturdays, as well as the grand concert series, which are in the grandstand area. Those, of course, are an additional charge, but each of those do include your admission to the fair. This is where you're going to also get to some of the nonprofits, as well as law enforcement tends to be here. Right now we got chippers here doing their thing. I'm seeing a trend right now where they're putting a lot more adult beverage centers around the fair. This is one of the places where you can pick up your images if you end up getting any images taken by the fair employees. There's a nice little photo op right there. Got a painted VW bug and some hippies on the background. The Rock Box, mobile DJ MC services for weddings and all community events in Southern California. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. But right now, we're in front of the Sound Surf Sites. But this year for the fair, I believe they're having 3, or actually 4 of them. One of them in particular is a Pink Floyd experience that I want to try out. But it's like a laser music rock show. It's $30 for those, and it's only on certain Saturdays. And for $30, you get the show as well as admission to the fair. So it's technically an upcharge, but not really. This is also the arena gate, and you can see there's security and the ticket takers right over there. So that is another one of the entrances. There's another one that's on the north side, or I should say kind of like the northwest side of the fairgrounds, and that's going to be closest to the Midway Games, the carnival area. They got the Taste of the Fair here for $5. So some of the participating vendors have a special treat for $5 throughout every Wednesday and Thursday between 11 and 5 p.m. So not every vendor is going to have that, just some participating ones. But it's a great way for you to try some of the favorites here at the fair, but one, a smaller portion, as well as save a few dollars. Because a lot of the times here, everything is served relatively large. So you might be like, oh yeah, that sounds absolutely delicious. But then you end up not eating even half of it because it's just way too much food. And trust me, the best part of a fair is always the food. Okay, so apparently her name is Arizona. What type of cow name is that? And then afterwards, you can go up there and say hi to Arizona. Oh yes, she's getting a good little head scratch over there on that side. Hi girl. Oh yeah, you are beautiful, aren't you? Uncommon tip that I would actually very much recommend. So if you do plan to do any of the agricultural venues here, you know, where all the livestock are, as well as if you end up parking in the dirt lot of General Mission, wear some shoes that you don't really care about messing up, like these old slide-ins that I'm wearing right now, because there is a lot of dirt and sometimes animal poop around here. So you definitely don't want to be wearing your Louboutins or your Louis Vuittons. So this is the pony that's resting. How you doing there, buddy? So they switch out the animals every so often. So again, the animals are only carrying little kids, nothing too heavy, and they only do a few laps. And then what they do is they take them out here for some water. He's enjoying a nice little salt lake right now. Look at him. So here at the Chevy Activation, they're always up for a few good items. Of course, sign up here. Not only do you get a $50 gift card for a test drive that you can use, but this year they actually have a pretty cool little lunch pail. That's actually really nice. We're going to check out the exhibit hall, the themed exhibit hall. But not only that, they also have That 70s Bird Show. And my friend Nancy, she's the one that's, those are her birds, and she owns it, and she goes and does the fair circuit, and she does a wonderful acts with the birds. So let's go check that out as well too. Oh, well look who this is. Indeed it is.
Coming through. Hot diggity, we're having a groovy time. Hello ladies, I like your hats, they're looking good.
Oh, the kitschy, fun, hokey things about a fair. That's what I love about them. That's why I go to this fair. I go to the LA Fair, I go to Orange County Fair. They're so fun. I love seeing all the different acts. And then not only that, so we got the bird show we're going to catch here in a second, but there's also the Wilder show. A very good guy. I've seen him before, and he rides a unicycle and juggles and does a bunch of different death-defying feats. And he's going to be around this area here as well at around 5 o'clock.
So can you do your booster? Good job! Are you a goodest girl? Can you say hello? Hello! Let's give her a big hand. She's a good girl. Can you say hello? Can you hear that? Can you wave hi to everybody? Give them a hug. Oh, good girl. You're so cute. Can I have a hug? I know. So let me put this right here. And here, we'll start with just one. Right? There you go. And then she'll walk it over there. Like that, right? So now I'm going to give her, look, now she's got 3. That's harder. But they'll all go in, because she'll use her, oh no. Isn't that amazing? Okay, that was great. Give her a big hand, yeah!
Let's check out the retro exhibit now that we're here after the bird show. Well, there's a thing about SeaWorld celebrating 60 years. Obviously, they've been a big, crucial part of San Diego history. Yeah, this is from the auto museum, I can tell. But that's one of the original Jacks from Jack in the Box back in the day when they opened. Of course, Jack in the Box started here in San Diego. So we got toys from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm more in love with these toys right here, obviously. Oh yeah, Furbies, Power Rangers, and Beyblades. Definitely had a few of those in my day. Some old school video games here, an N64, an Atari, a Nintendo system. Oh, the old school classic baseball game. It's a Teddy Ruxpin. I had one of those guys growing up. Oh, I do miss him. They got San Diego Amusements provided all these arcade games. Are they free to play? No, looks like you do have to, looks like they do require quarters, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, so you can play them, but they do require quarters. Oh good, they do have a change machine as well too here. So you can play these games if you don't have quarters on you.
I am Zultar. Push the button and make your wish.
I hope to get to.
Hello there,
Oh,
I'm
hey,
mighty and powerful.
oh boy.
Who stands before me now?
Big Red.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Okay, whatever works for you. What do you wish for, Big Red?
Oh, I hope for my YouTube channel to grow really quickly.
Ah, I see. You're one of those achievers, YouTubing, making big things happen in small ways.
Of course.
It's a very sharp way of doing things. Start small, work big, make it grandiose. Next thing you know, everybody knows you. Hey, I got 5 million hits. It happens. They start giving you a little cash. It's good income. Well, Big Red, it will happen. Put your mind to it. Stay focused. It seems you're doing the right thing. All you have to do is stay following on your leads, and you will be just fine. Now, take your fortune, and you have an amazing day today and in your YouTube world.
Oh, thank you, Mighty Zultar. Ooh. I feel blessed now. Look at that. Hands down, probably the best thing that I've ever done in the fair. That Living Zultar, that was pretty cool. It had the Zultar says, thoughts bring ideas, but actions bring results. That was so cool. I'm sorry, that was so cool. Wow. Ooh, that's Donkey Kong right there. More fun than a barrel of monkeys. Oh, I see what they did here. They got some rooms that kind of go through time. So starting here at the 60s, so I guess it would be a teenage girl's room would most likely look like. A 50s kitchen with a corner dinette, the pleather style chairs, the old school fridge, cabinet, a Lucy stove. My old house used to have an old Lucy stove. It was really, really cool. That is a DeLorean, DMC DeLorean. Very nice. It's a 59 Edsel Ranger 2-door hardtop. Look at how back in the day, the chrome and the colors.
How does the hair look? And now from the foot to the head, everyone. One more time, a big count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Is this the Reflector and Sparkle? Oh my goodness. Look at that outfit. Thank you, thank you. So that was a new entry into the San Diego Fair, the Reflector and Sparkle. You can see by their mirror ball outfits. So check them out, take some photos with them. But they were handing out the little cards here for the rooftop speakeasy that's open daily from noon to closing every day of the fair. And we're going to find out, we're eventually going to go to that a little bit later, but it's always in the same location, which is at the very top of the grandstand area. But you do require either a password or reservations depending on how busy the day is. So we're going to find out. Usually you got to find where the disco balls are at or some sort of hidden message and then figure out how to get inside. The most honest tip that I can give you here at the fair is don't put too much expectation upon yourself to try to maximize everything into one day, because to be honest with you, it's impossible. Enjoy yourself, see as many shows as you can as you would like to, eat as much food or as little food as you like. It's really more so about quality over quantity. They do stack the shows and the events in such a way that if you come here at opening time, you pretty much can do something almost every half hour, every hour, and really keep yourself busy. But you might end up going from one side of the fair to the other, and you're just walking and, you know, it causing too much time delays and whatnot. So just enjoy yourself, have a great time, and just enjoy the fair. We're gonna make our way down to the Kidsville area, which is on the racetrack portion of things, because we're gonna go check out the Extreme Dog Show, and then after that, the Nerveless Nocks, who are a stunt family show. But let's take a quick look here at the main thoroughfare of the Palms, or Avenue of the Palms. This is where you're gonna see a lot of the majority of food items. Classic juicy corn dog with turkey legs. You got corn on the cob over there. Got a character. Oh, we got the strolling DJ. So we got our first little turnout. You can go going straight, and we go to the right over here. To the right is where we're going to be heading, because we're going to go across the way to the field area of the kids, again, to catch the Extreme Dog Shows. Over that way is where you're going to have the Paddock and the grandstand area. Again, that's where it's the judging entries are going to be. The world famous Chicken Charlie's a San Diego staple here. The guy is from San Diego, and he's pretty much the originator of a lot of fair foods. This year in particular, he has a few that I want to try out, including, I believe, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese cone sounded delicious. Of course, the deep fried Oreos are always delicious. But he has a new one. Where is it at over there? It is the hot honey funnel cake chicken sandwich and the buffalo chicken sandwich mac and cheese on top of it. All of this just looks absolutely delicious. Those who want a little bit of a more healthier affair when it comes to food, they have this area right over here called the market. They have some snacks, granolas, applesauces, chips, pre-packaged items such as like fruit slices and salads and whatnot. So if you want something a little bit healthier, this is where you want to go. Also, as you can probably notice, it's kind of a little bit busier as we progress throughout the day. The crowds are finally, it's a little bit before 6 o'clock, so people have gotten off work, they've gotten here now, so the crowds are lining up a little bit more. Oh, a good old snack here. I'm not going to get it this time around at the video, but one of my favorite of all the foods is the pretzels that they have here, fresh pretzels, and in particular the garlic parmesan pretzel. That is one of my favorite snacks of all time. I have said this fact before in my video. So what's really nice about some of the food vendors, and actually even some of the merchandise vendors, is that they tend to be in the same location year after year. So if you have a particular favorite that you have to have every single fair, you can pretty much go back to the same old location and find them, just like the pretzels here. They're here at this location every single year. Of course, you have to get something barbecued. We got some foot-long hot dogs, bacon-wrapped hot dogs right over there on a bed of grilled onions and veggies. Turkey legs are always a fair staple. But you have the Caveman Club, which is a turkey leg wrapped in bacon. Right before we cross over into the family Funville, as you can see down this way, that is the main grandstand. That is where the paid concerts are going to be. You can see the large stage over there on the right hand side. So in years past, you used to be able to get like floor access or even like one of the higher bleacher sections. Used to be free with just general admission to the fair. But now, in recent years, probably like about the last 5 or 6 years, you've had to pay now to get into the concert. The concert ticket does include admission to the fair, but now the tickets for some of these fair shows are starting at about $50, $60 and going upwards to $100, $120 depending on the guest. They have this particular section that gets all the way through here, and you can see there it is. Look, that's a actual track right there. That all the rides are an additional cost. They're by credits or tickets. There are ways that you can purchase just the credits by themselves. There's some of the days also have all-day wristbands that you can pay one price and get unlimited rides. A lot of the same vendors here. Let's see, put your face on a big large button. We got the marionettes right there. A lot open. Oh, the Extreme Dog Show got moved this year a little bit closer. That's nice. It used to be a little further back over that way, so this is nice that it's a little closer. Grilled cheese, cheese curds, mozzarella, waffles over there. Oh, and down that way past the Extreme Dogs is going to be the Flying Royals Acrobatic Show. There's one a little bit later today. We'll see if we can catch that. See here with the Extreme Dog Show, they're going to have the agility style. Oh, this year they don't have the pool version. And just so you know, the Extreme Dog Shows showtimes are 1, 3, and 6 every day of the fair. And that brings up a very good point. So the scheduling works for all the major shows. So the acrobats, the bird show, the Extreme Dog Show, and some of the other bigger shows, they're always going to have standard times every day of the fair. Some things, entertainment may change depending, so it is subject to change, but usually whatever the schedule is for a Friday is going to be the same on Saturday and Sunday and so forth.
Starting off here, 3, 2, 1, go!
So the vendors that tend to be over here in the Funville area, the merchandise-wise at least, tend to be those that originate in Mexico. So they got a lot of wares from Mexico, beading, leatherware, artisan. I see some calaveras over there. I see some panchos, sombreros, zarapes. I see a whole bunch of Mexican artisan crafts. That tends to be the majority of the vendors over here on this side. To our left, or I should say to my right, excuse me, gee, I don't even know my left from my right. We have some mobile homes. They're here all the time. And you get to walk in, have a tour of them, and you know, if you're interested in purchasing a mobile home and you got the lot for it, there you go. And here is where the Nerveless Nocks are going to be, and I do know that they are a father and daughter duo stunt performers. They were on America's Got Talent, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know which season, but here they are. 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 o'clock each day of the fair. Wonderful. So it looks like we were able to catch another one of the shows. I believe this is Circus Luminescence, or however they're pronounced. I'm going to put their name here. They are performing here when the Flying Royals are not performing. And the Flying Royals, again, performing right here. They are a trapeze act. I don't know if they're actual family or just work together, but this is where they're going to be for their performances.
Drum roll, please. All right, it's on the horn. He's on the board. He's juggling, spinning. Folks, let him know you like what he's doing.
Over here at the Funville Stage, they got some dance performances going on. Now, this is just necessarily professionals. These are usually like kid groups, school groups, dance clubs, things of that nature. So yeah, you can see it's a whole bunch of little ones dancing to some Backstreet Boys. Yeah, here we got a few more new snacks I haven't seen before. Donut Bar is making an appearance. I don't believe they've ever been here before, so it looks like Donut Bar from Eastlake. Oh, that's the donut bar that I go to. Looks like they are here. Also, we got freeze-dried candy. So they actually take candies, literally, and freeze-dry them. And you can see it turns them kind of like from gummies into like crunchies and stuff like that. And they got one in particular, I think like a freeze-dried fruit roll-up that I wanted to try out. But all of this actually looks pretty good. Okay, seriously. Look at this. This thing is humongous. Granted, again, it's a fruit roll-up that gets expanded because, you know, it's freeze-dried out, so it's crunchy. It smells delicious. Let's give it a try. You'd think it'd be hard, but it's not. It's like a wafer consistency. It actually crunches quite easily and melts in your mouth. I can't eat candy normal. This is delicious. That's a 5 out of 5 in my book. Definitely get these. Anyway, so this is the Funville Zone. This is where you're going to have most of the smaller rides and games that are really geared for the little ones. So I would say this is probably the area for like the 7 and under, or if they can't reach the height on some of the larger scale rides. So they got there's a little whale ride. They got the little mini swings. Obviously adults can certainly ride these rides. You know, some of them have weight restrictions on them too, but for the most part, adults can join in. They got some fun houses as well too. Mardi Gras. Ooh, I like the theming of this one. That's pretty cool. And here is prices for them. Like I said, it looks like one credit is $1.25, but the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. 4 credits for $5, all the way up to 80 credits for $100. Now I do know that there are specialty days in which there's wristbands that you can pay one price and play all day. If rides are really your thing, then I would honestly recommend if you can try to come on one of the play all day days where it's a little bit cheaper, or buy a wristband because it's going to get you the rides, as many rides as you can, as quick as for the whole day that you're here. Also, I did see that there are some fast pass versions as well too. If I find some more information, I'm going to put that here on the screen as well too. But I don't know what the price is per se just yet on that, but apparently there's a way that you can get on the rides quicker with that additional pass. And clearly, no copyright infringement there with Timothy Mouse and the crows from Dumbo. None whatsoever. And a lot of times these little rides, because they're so short and small, they go around at least several times to make it worth your money. I have been seeing that the ticket costs or credit costs per each ride is averaging anywhere from about as low as about 2 to as much as about 10 per ride. And 10 is going to be, for example, like the sky ride over here, that's the gondola ride that takes you from one side of the park to the other. Also, a little bit of a tip that I like to give people: if you need just a little bit of water, come to the Culligan Water Tent. They give free water samples here. You got to use one of those little paper cup cones. But if you ask nicely, sometimes they'll let you refill your whole water bottle. Those are the blue tents that if you buy the tickets from, like, say, Costco or other online sources that have like a pay one price, that's where you're going to end up redeeming the ticket for and getting your wristbands for the day. A food staple for me every year at any fair is some good cheese curds, especially the ones over here up at Cheesy Chef, because they are made with true Wisconsin cheese. Can't get better than that. So I got some fresh ones right here. Let's try them out. There's nothing better in the world than good cheese curds, isn't there? I'm just a cheese fan. Garlic and cheese and potatoes, you put them in some sort of combination or solo by themselves, I'm in heaven. I'm good to go. I can eat one of those every day of my life. 5 out of 5. And cheese curds are one of my to-go items every time. So definitely come here to Cheesy Chef because they got the best ones. And so in your face pie, I ended up getting a chicken pot pie. It's homemade with love. It looks absolutely delicious. It's warm, so I'm gonna bite into it. A nice delicious vegetable medley, chicken, all that little graviness on the inside. Let's try it out. Oh, this is a really thick crust. Oh, I like it. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the veggies on there. Oh, it is packed and loaded with vegetables. I don't know what you call it, the inside, the gravy aspect of it, you know, kind of like the white gravy portion of it. Not very strong. Could use a tiny bit more seasoning for myself personally, but the veggies are cooked to perfection. That crust is just crispy, but also moist at the same time, you know, so it's not like you're biting into some dried up granola. It's got enough moisture in it that keeps it nice and soft. For me personally, this is a 4.5 out of 5. Oh, look at that big ass chunk of chicken right there. I'm glad I got this. This is very good. One of the last things here at the Funville area is the Sunflower Farms. We got some fun-filled activities here for the little ones. Learn a little about farming and agriculture in a very fun and educated way. And it does close at 7, so it looks like we just missed it. But there is also the, I believe they have the scarecrow competition as well, where you get to actually build a scarecrow. Some designs, some beautiful landscape areas. Nothing too crazy over on this side. Fun to spend a few moments, and I do know that a lot of times they also have like seed ball stations where you can actually make a actual seed ball that you can take home and or you know, throw out in somewhere and propagate some flowers to help the nature. So at the very top of the grandstand in the far left hand side, you can see some lights. There's a little pink over there. That's where the Speakeasy is, Destination Unknown. So that's where we're going to go eventually before the end of the night. So this is the Moogician that I was talking about earlier, that it wasn't on the schedule. But those are his show times, 1:30, 3:30, and 5:30. He's going by the Moogician this year. And he's inside the Dairy Pavilion. On the other side had the Violin portrait. We were in here earlier with the petting zoo. That's where he's at. And the one thing I'm going to have before I leave today is the deep fried Gansito. That is my yearly tradition as well for desserts. The always classic Yosemite sign carving. Get yourself a family name, a family plaque. They do some good job. I've had one before in the past. Well, that's what I need in my life right there. A Flamin' Hot Limon Cheetos pillow. I need that in my life. The Paddock Flower and Garden Show. That's always pretty cool because you got the flower arrangements there that are professionally landscaped, and they're actually entering into a lot of contests. There's also music as well here at the garden show stage. I can actually hear some music being played at the moment. And then the first hall that we'll enter into is O'Brien Hall. O'Brien Hall is what I affectionately call the flower and jacuzzi hall, because really all they ever have in there are the floral arrangements that have won the contest that they have, as well as nothing but jacuzzis and barbecue and fancy kitchen and patio things right there. So if you have a house in a garden area, you can build your master garden, you know, huge party suite area fanciness. I need to get a house first, and then I can build all that nice stuff. So we're gonna go a little bit into the garden show as well as to the halls. But look at this. We got a whole Saturday morning cartoon lineup going on right here. Entries, you're gonna see some people who have submitted their plants, cacti, succulents and whatnot for judging. A lot of blue ribbons. And like I said, a lot of these garden vignettes are actually from professional professional decorators, landscapers and whatnot. A lot of times it gives them a great opportunity to advertise and showcase their talents. So people can potentially hire them because they usually put like their information on the board for potential business. Got a Route 66 theme going on. I like it. They got trains going around. We got the lawn flamingos. My boy Snoopy and Linus. A giant jukebox, 50 swinging. Got like the Painted Canyon, Monument Valley over here. The hog. It's Pumbaa, I love it. A lovely wall here in dedication to Domingo Tomas Hernandez Betancourt, known in San Diego as Don Diego. He was the face of the fair for many, many, many years. The gentleman with the stylized mustache, gracing you, welcoming you to the Del Mar Fairgrounds. You have the Alvarado House, which is a very old, authentic house built in 1885. It was moved over here to these fairgrounds, but when it is open, you can go inside and learn a little bit about Del Mar's history. This is one of the oldest houses in the Del Mar region. All these celebrities here that have ties to San Diego. Who's that? Wolfman Jack, right? Wasn't he a radio star? We got Shotgun Tom Kelly, Jimmy Durante, and of course, Desi Arnaz and the Lucille Ball. Like I said, the O'Brien Hall, I affectionately call the Flower, Jacuzzi, and Barbecue Hall, because that's usually what you find here. Anything that has to do really with home and garden. So they have one section here with like all the winners of the flowers, people who have grown particular flowers, and you know, they enter them into some contests here. So you can see some very beautiful. Ooh, look at this one! Wow. And it really smells wonderful. Now, if you really want to catch these flowers at their best, you got to come earlier in the fair, because towards the end of the fair, these flowers are most likely going to be wilted and or thrown away eventually. This one's got the little mini LPs. That's really pretty. We got the guitar. This one really does look like a guitar. Wow. Also new, at least to me, I don't know if it's been around before, but they have a wine tasting experience. Tickets are sold starting at $3.45, but they have a wine bar over here that you can purchase wine, and then I do believe they have some sommeliers or some wine experts talking on the stage there at certain times of the day. Ooh, I love those giant mushrooms. They're gonna feel like I'm Alice in Wonderland now. Well, with the upcoming hot weather here, when I do theme parks, I came across extreme mist. Ah, that is really nice. So apparently what's really cool is that the water bottle holds like 25 ounces on there, but it's got 3 different settings on the mister, but it's like cooling. You just turn it off, open it up, take a sip, there you go. So this is gonna be perfect for the theme parks, I think, so I'm gonna pick me up one. Always great after a very long day at the fair is to get a massage done at one of these Mattress Firm areas right there. They'll give you like a quick 5 to 10 minute demo. You have to be an adult, 18 above and older. These guys are trying to work and make some sales, so don't waste too much of their time. But they do know that people come here just to get a quick massage and get regenerated. Say, is it true?
You did it! Congratulations!
But Nicholas Ivins, I love his work because he combines beautiful colors. But look, Dios Muertos and some of our favorite animals, pets. Look at this little Pomeranian. How cute. A Frenchie. I already got a couple Chihuahuas, but I picked up a new piece of my Gigi girl right there. Look at this. So colorful, so beautiful. That one definitely has a Frida Kahlo look to it, right, with the Chihuahua. Also, here is the other side of the Sky Ride. So like I said, if you were to enter in on this side, you can enter in on this side, and it goes all the way over to the Funville area where we were just at a little bit ago, or vice versa. You can do a round trip or a one-way stop. Now we're gonna start really getting into some of the vendors. There's a lot that always repeat year after year. Now these are the guys that always do like the fair circuit. You're gonna see one here, you're gonna see in the OC Fair, LA Fair, most likely your local county fair. But we always try to find the ones you may not see. The bamboo sheets are always so popular. I see people walking around with them all the time. They pick up their fresh pillows, they pick up their everything here, I'm telling you. Ooh, a candy company right over here. Hand dipped chocolate strawberry. Look at those. Look at those apples. My goodness, look how crazy they look. Oh, it's my mini donuts. They've changed a little bit, but I always love these guys. The dough gets pressed into there, the donuts go through the conveyor belt, and then pop up hot and fresh right over there. And there we go. Thank you. I mean, seriously, just look at how good they're piping hot, delicious with the cinnamon, the sugar. Oh my goodness. Nothing is better than a hot, fresh donut, piping hot. 5 out of 5, 6 out of 5. I have to get these every year. I don't care. Get them every year. One of my favorite places to always try out is All About Dips. Now they make some delicious dips. All you gotta do is just add mayo. That's it. And it has a long shelf life if you freeze it. Look at the ingredients come in these nice little bags here. And the flavor is delicious. One of my personal favorites, garlic galore. Oh yeah, you have to love the garlic, but it's delicious. 5 out of 5 on that. 5 out of 5 on all the dips. They got a lobster one that I love very much. The cheesy bacon, the Cajun, always my favorite here. And these guys are so great that they'll let you try one of every flavor if you really want to try it. They'll just ask for a fresh chip. Mind if you give me a fresh chip there, sir? There it is. And that's it. And then you take the dip in and have it all, try it all, and then buy them all. Ooh, look at this. We photographed your eyes. Interesting. And look at it. It's actually very, very beautiful. The eyes themselves are already naturally beautiful with the iris and everything, but that is pretty cool. You can get on a plate of some sort. Little print. And today only, Iris's photos are $40. Oh, this year they got some VRs as well too. They got the little head systems you can put on there, a little motion simulator, and they got different types of things you can play with. Oh, look at this bad boy right there. Oh, they kind of cut the hall a little bit shorter. They ended up putting about 1/4 of the hall. The last hall is now arts and crafts area, or actually the hobby area with the collection. So like they got people who do really good collections. There's one of pins, but specifically of the Aristocats. Someone who is really into bootleg, unlicensed video games. Oh, wow. And someone who's clearly lost their marbles by collecting marbles. Oh, this is cool. Damien Chavez, age 13. Star Wars players, the Star Wars characters playing soccer. That is really, really cool. I like that a lot. And the back is the main games and arcades area. This is where you're gonna find the more thrilling, larger rides here. The ones you're definitely never ever gonna see me in. Maybe that ride I would go on. The Viking ship. That one off in the distance right there. Definitely not doing, that's for sure. Well, here is definitely a tip for you if you are into the rides themselves. Come on a weekday and earlier in the fair, because there is nobody going on these rides right now. Like I see a lot of rides that are going, and there's like 1, 2, maybe 3 people on them. So that's a great opportunity, and there's very little wait, if any. Let's head on into the Paddock area. This is where there's gonna be some more food vendors, as they all over the place. To our left in the Mission Tower, we're gonna have like the woodworking area, the jewelry, fossils and whatnot. But here, close to, we're gonna walk towards the Chevy Paddock, and that's where they have the concert, where they usually have a lot of like cover bands performing. And I think tonight there is an Elton John cover band. So I really wanna see if we can catch at least a few moments of his performance. Wow, and I've actually seen Elton John in person live, and that guy does a really good job. He was really good. So a lot of the acts that they have here at the Paddock stage are high quality. Yeah, they may be cover bands of, more famous artists, but for free or for the price of the admission of coming in here, so great and so much fun. You can see the energy was just there. It was alive, it was popping. So since we're nearby, let's go check out the Mission Tower. That's gonna have where most of your jewelry, fossils and gems, my personal favorite, the fossils and gems. But before we go on, one of the biggest traditions of the fair are the geodes that are right outside the Mission Tower. Buy one, they got a whole bunch of different ones, and look what's inside some of these. They range anywhere from about like, what's the cheapest one roughly?
14.
14, and I see something go like this guy, 135. So, and sometimes you get beautiful ones. I mean, they're all beautiful, but some do come a little bit better than others. Ooh, look at the pink in that one. And imagine, remember, these things are literally millions of years old. And I've seen some that actually have water trapped inside of them still too. They have vendors who sell fossils. They have fossils on display here too. Look at that. Crabs, trilobites, sea scorpion, ammonites, cyranoids, trilobites, dinosaur tooth, fossil, amber, ammonites. Look at that trilobite, my goodness. Dinosaur claws, some sort of small marine reptile, look at that. And of course you have slices of beautiful petrified wood, stones, some of these things that you cut from the geodes earlier, look at that. Is that a Smilodon? Yes, it is a saber-toothed tiger, a Smilodon. Oh, look at that. Welcome, Great Pumpkin, a pumpkin made out, oh, it's a rock carving. Advanced, doesn't say what particular work it is, but great job, I love it. Make sure to also check out the back wall over here for what I consider really cool, the fluorescent mineral display. So these are the minerals in which, if they are exposed to black light, look at how bright and radiant they get. Look at that yellow one right there in the middle, which is cool. That one kind of looks like a sun right there. That's pretty cool. And then right behind here is the woodworking area. You're going to have things such as lots of tables, furniture, very priceless pieces of art, all done by hand, made of wood or with wood. They also do have some of the woodworking clubs here. The San Diego Fine Woodworking Association, San Diego Wood Turners. They also have the San Diego Ship Modelers Guild from the Maritime Museum of San Diego. Here, look at these fine made surfboards. Too good to be taken out in the water. You know, these are strictly art pieces. But I'm sure they're functional if you really wanted them to. Ooh, some cornhole. Look at that one. It's got the San Diego skyline. Oh, they even have a mini version here. SDSU, I like that one a lot. And, oh wow, a video arcade game like they used to have like at those pizza restaurant chains, but made with fine wood. Right next to the Mission Tower, you're gonna have the student showcase area. And like I said, this is gonna be where there's a lot of art pieces, things from the schools, students made, everything from drawings to like 3D printed items, robotics as well too, clothes. Just depends. It's really cool in here, and it really shows off the talents of some of our youth here. You can also hear in the background, this is a good point to show off real quick. This is also where one of the entrances will be. Right now, there is a musician. He specializes in Hawaiian kind of tropical music. But the entrances, based upon where you're sitting, are going to be here in the grandstand area. So you can hear him in the background. You can actually see a little bit of the stage past that way to the left. We won't really have too much time to show it, but also here on the second level, they're going to have the exhibition of photography. But down on the first floor, they're going to have the exhibition of fine art. So this is going to be not school related. These are going to be for adults and above. Actually, I even think young ones can enter as well too, but this is going to be fine art. Some of these items are available for purchase as well too. Just again, look for the tag if something strikes your fancy. But some of these, oh look, it's the little blue penguins, the ones that are from at the Scripps at the Birch Aquarium. Well, that's a beautiful one of Frida Kahlo right there, wow. Oh, that snow leopard, look at that. Yeah, no wonder these two won first place. Definitely deserved it. Also, guest services are going to be here next to the fine art exhibition, as well as security, as in public safety, security, and the sheriffs. But here at the guest services is where you're going to have, if you do have a lost child, this is where they're going to come up to. Guest services, lost and found, as well as here. So I think it's time to finally hit the Speakeasy after all this time. Let's end it with a nice nightcap. Now you really can't see it at this moment, but in the trees over here, there's some disco balls. But the big secret here is, that's not really a secret, is the Speakeasy itself is in the same place every time. It's at the very top of the grandstand up that way, and the entrance is right behind me. So where the Elton John performer is happening right now at the Paddock stage, just keep going down to the left, and it's right over there. And that's where the Speakeasy entrance is. Again, there may be a wait, they may have closed it off, I don't know, hopefully they're still open, and let's get on inside. So today's password was staying alive. Again, it's a very 70s disco themed Speakeasy this year. Plenty of room, so you get the wristband. You gotta show your ID up at the front right over there. Get the wristband, and then what you're just gonna do is simply take one of these elevators, or the stairs if you really want. Elevator all the way up to the top level. I believe it's level 5 or 6. I'll find it here in a second. And that's about it. And here it is. Disco Inferno playing in the background. But yeah, it definitely has a tropically, jungly vibe with a little bit of a Studio 54. And then you got disco balls all over. I love the pink lounge chairs or whatever the heck you call those. There's plenty of tables around. Little intimate 4-seaters right there as well too. High top tables. They have enclosed and open areas. But you can get yourself a nice intimate table. And you can kind of actually hear the music playing from the concert right over there. If not, at the very least, you get some beautiful views. Very nice. Love the disco ball. It definitely feels a little more themed out appropriately here this year than previous years. But a big tip for you is if you can get here early enough, everything is first come, first serve on the seating. The fire pit area over here and these chairs are always the most sought after of all the seats. And as you can see right now, I can pretty much sit wherever the heck I want right now. But a pro tip for you, if you can, is we can actually still hear bits and pieces of it. If you sit here on one of these benches or chairs during the concert time, you can actually hear the concert playing from here. So you almost get a free concert without having to pay to go see it. So cocktails, singles are 11, doubles are 20, premiums are 12, doubles are 22, super premiums are 14 for a single, 26 for a double. They also have some funky 4 margaritas served in a souvenir glow cup or disco ball. They also do have some food items here available. Spinach and artichoke hummus with pita chips for $8, salt and pepper kettle chips with Maui onion dip for $6, and pretzel bites with honey and mustard dip for $7. Also, with any cocktail you get, you actually have the option to get a souvenir glass that lights up like this one. It says Destination Unknown, light up bright. Or what I ended up getting is the disco ball right over here, which actually looks like a pretty cool sipper to have. And it says Retro Sandiego Fair right on the front. I ended up getting the Peachy Keen, but it looks so cool with the cotton candy and the peach ring on there. I was like, I have to get it. I'm not a schnapps guy. So, I mean, it's okay. 3.5 out of 5. I really got it for the looks, I'm not gonna lie. Time for my dessert for the night that I can never leave the fair without having. That's a deep fried Gansito. I'm in love. Oh, it should be illegal to taste that good. I'm a huge fan of Gansito, which if you don't know, are a Mexican dessert treat. Well, at least I don't know if they're Mexican, but you know, in Latin America, they're like a Twinkie with chocolate coating and then a raspberry jelly on the inside and cream. It's one of my favorite of all snacks. And they deep fry it here, put some chocolate drizzle and whipped cream. It's my favorite snack of all times. 5 out of 5 every time. So I always have to, a fair cannot be complete without having it at the end of the night. Every year, I cannot leave without getting gourmet popcorn from my buddies here at Kettle Corn, San Diego. They honestly make the best kettle corn and flavored popcorns. I mean, it's literally crack in a bag. I'm not joking you. They also got different flavors. They got churro, they got jalapeno cheddar, they got rainbow, my favorite caramel, the Del Mar mix, which is cheese and caramel and kettle corn all mixed together, and of course, cheddar cheese. I think that's gonna do it for today's journey here at the San Diego County Fair for 2024. I'm gonna finish the night off here with a nightcap at Destination Unknown, the Speakeasy up here in the grandstand. But first, before we leave and bid you adieu, I wanna say please like this video if you did. And I put a lot of work into it, and I hope you enjoy this with all the tips and tricks and a little insight for this year's fair. Second, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, you haven't done so already. And third, hit the notification bell because I got a lot more journeys headed your way. You don't want to miss a single one of them. From theme parks, other fairs, convention expos, down the road, you name it, I'll be going to it. Also, follow me on social media at Big Red Journeys on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for more content. So from me to you, thank you, cheers, and I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.